The Republican Party, emboldened by recent political victories, has unveiled its most ambitious piece of legislation in decades. Dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill by proponents, this sweeping legislation aims to reshape the American fiscal landscape. The bill represents a culmination of conservative priorities promising tax relief, reduced government spending, and a shift in entitlement programs. However, the bill has also ignited fierce opposition, with critics decrying potential cuts to essential services and a disproportionate benefit to the wealthy. The battle over this legislation is poised to be a defining moment for the current political era. This bill is not just another piece of legislation, it is a statement of intent. Republicans are using this bill to solidify their vision for the country. Democrats are equally determined to fight against this vision. The stakes couldn't be higher. The Big Beautiful Bill is a complex piece of legislation with far-reaching implications. Understanding its key provisions is crucial for grasping the potential impact it could have on the lives of millions of Americans. The following sections will delve into the specifics of the bill, analyzing its potential benefits and drawbacks. The outcome of this legislative battle will undoubtedly shape the American landscape for years to come. At the heart of the Big Beautiful Bill lies a promise of tax relief for businesses and individuals. Republicans argue that these cuts will stimulate economic growth, leading to higher wages and job creation. The bill proposes extending the 2017 tax cuts, a move celebrated by businesses but criticized for disproportionately favoring the wealthy. Additionally, the bill seeks to temporarily eliminate taxes on tips and overtime pay, a provision touted as a boon to working-class Americans. However, critics argue that these cuts come at the expense of vital social programs and could lead to a ballooning deficit. To offset the costs of these tax cuts, the Big Beautiful Bill proposes significant reductions in government spending. Key areas targeted for cuts include Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies. Proponents argue that these cuts are necessary to rein in government overreach and reduce the national debt. Opponents, however, contend that these cuts will disproportionately impact the most vulnerable segments of society, potentially pushing millions into poverty. The Big Beautiful Bill attempts to strike a delicate balance between stimulating economic growth and curbing government spending. Whether this balance is achievable or ultimately beneficial to all Americans remains a subject of intense debate. The following sections will explore the political reactions to the bill and analyze its potential impact based on data from the Congressional Budget Office. The unveiling of the Big Beautiful Bill has ignited a firestorm of controversy, drawing sharp criticism from Democrats and even sparking divisions within the Republican Party itself. Democrats have condemned the bill as a giveaway to the wealthy at the expense of the poor and middle class. They argue that the proposed cuts to social safety net programs like Medicaid and food stamps will have devastating consequences for millions of Americans. Democratic leaders have vowed to fight tooth and nail against the bill, characterizing it as a moral abomination. Within the Republican Party, the bill has exposed fissures between the conservative and moderate wings. While most Republicans support the bill's tax cuts, some moderates have expressed concerns about the depth of the proposed spending cuts, particularly those targeting Medicaid. These moderates, many of whom represent districts with vulnerable populations, fear that the cuts will harm their constituents and could cost them their seats in the next election. Their dissent highlights the challenges faced by Republican leaders in uniting their caucus behind such a consequential piece of legislation. The Big Beautiful Bill has become a lightning rod for partisan warfare, deepening the existing political divides. Negotiations over the bill are expected to be contentious, with both sides unwilling to compromise on their core principles. The outcome of this legislative battle will not only determine the fate of the bill, but could also reshape the political landscape in the years to come. As the political battle over the Big Beautiful Bill rages on, the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, CBO, has released its analysis of the legislation, painting a complex and uncertain picture of its potential impact. The CBO projects that the bill would add trillions to the national debt over the next decade, despite the proposed spending cuts. This projection has fueled concerns among fiscal conservatives and provided ammunition to Democrats who argue that the bill is fiscally irresponsible. Furthermore, the CBO estimates that the bill's changes to Medicaid could result in millions of Americans losing health insurance coverage. This finding has amplified concerns among moderate Republicans and healthcare advocates, who argue that the bill would leave vulnerable Americans without access to essential healthcare services. The CBO's analysis has injected a dose of reality into the debate, highlighting the potential trade-offs and unintended consequences of the legislation. The big beautiful bill, with its mix of tax cuts, spending cuts and entitlement reforms, represents a gamble on the future of the American economy and the well-being of its citizens. Whether this gamble pays off or leads to further economic inequality and social unrest remains to be seen. The CBO's analysis serves as a stark reminder that even the most well-intentioned legislation can have unforeseen and potentially harmful consequences. As the debate over the bill continues, lawmakers must carefully consider the CBO's findings and weigh the potential costs and benefits before casting their votes. This is Newscope, keeping you informed.